After Dana White's recent announcements, it seems that we are never going to be getting Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria, or if we ever do get it, it won't nearly come with the hype and excitement that it should. Ilia will be fighting Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title at UFC 317. Yes, the vacant lightweight title. Islam had said that he would not vacate the title, but it looks like he has, and whether that was his choice, or whether the UFC had just done giving these double champ opportunities, I don't know. We saw it happen with Ilia not too long ago. He said that he vacated the title himself, but there were speculations around whether he was forced to vacate it, and that was the only way he was going to get a title shot in his first fight moving up a division. He did make it clear multiple times that he just couldn't make that weight anymore. Dana White also announced that Islam is officially moving up to fight JDM, but he does not have a date yet. The first scenario in which this fight never happens is if Islam beats JDM. If he's able to get the welterweight title, then why would Islam ever come back to lightweight? He's 33 years old and he could be 34 after he beats JDM in this scenario. He's also a big guy. He's not going to want to cut back down to 55. That cut is already difficult for him right now. There's no way he would cut down if he were to win the title. And he would have plenty of exciting fights at 170 lined up for him. Buckley, Gary, Shavkat, there's plenty of guys to fight. The other scenario is if JDM does beat Islam. In this situation, I guess the fight between Makhachev and Ilia is possible, but so much of that hype goes away. Although Islam isn't undefeated, he does have this aura of invincibility around him where it feels that he just can't lose. Ilia is undefeated and he also has this feeling around him where we just don't believe that he will lose, especially after his knockout wins over Volk and Holloway, and how confident he was leading up to those fights. It's that aura of invincibility that certain fighters just gain. I think Kamaru Usman had this feeling when he was in his prime. It genuinely felt that nobody in that division was going to beat him, and then came the head kick by Leon Edwards. It's why that head kick is so big. It's not just because Leon was losing a majority of the fight and then pulled it off with a minute left, but it's the fact that he did it against Usman. Leon gained so much of that star power that Usman had. Now obviously Leon didn't really capitalize on that moment, but he did have tons of star power in that moment. That's what JDM could gain if he were to beat Islam. And now Islam moving down to fight Ilia loses so much of its appeal. We wouldn't view Islam as some unbeatable fighter anymore, and if he were to now turn around and beat Ilia, it would dim both of their star power so much more. And just to be clear, I'm not trying to talk here with a boxing mindset. I don't think fighters need to be undefeated and as soon as they lose, we're just off the train. I mean, Reyes went on a brutal losing streak and now it looks like he's back. So I genuinely don't care about fighters having to be undefeated, but it's just different for these fighters. Like I said earlier, it's two guys in the sort of, we just can't picture losing. And I've seen Islam get knocked out, but it's been so long that we don't even consider that anymore. With the way Ilia is going to be talking about Islam, trash-talking him, saying he's going to submit him with his favorite submission, somehow bringing Khabib into it, and then Islam responding with his own trash talk, questioning his wrestling, you're going to get the feeling that neither of these guys are going to lose. I mean, imagine an Islam versus Ilia video call like we had the one with Ilia and Max. As sad as it is, it seems that we may never get this fight between the two best pound-for-pound fighters in the UFC in my opinion. I know they're not ranked like they're the two best pound-for-pound fighters, but they should be. What will make this fight not happening hurt even more if both of these guys just continue to win and look unbeatable. Islam winning the title against JDM and then defending it against fighters like Gary, Shavkat, and Buckley, while Ilia beats Oliveira for the title and then defends it against fighters like Arman and Paddy, will just hurt even more. The only way that losing that fight won't hurt as much is if Topuria does not succeed at lightweight, and that is just something that I don't see happening. I think Ilia beats Oliveira and wins the title, and this situation probably isn't all sad and gloomy as I may be making it seem. There's big fights that can still happen. I mean, Ilia versus Paddy would be massive if Paddy can get one more win against a top 5 guy and Ilia wins the title. Make that fight happen in Spain or England, and that's huge. But if both guys just continue their winning ways, and Ilia, who has talked about retiring early, then this will definitely be one of the fights that we look back on and wish that we could have seen. I was on the side of that this fight could still happen at 317 even if Islam wanted to move up. UFC 317 is in about 40 days, and Islam versus Ilia could have been Islam's last fight at lightweight. I assume that JDM won't be fighting for a couple months, so his fight So this fight could have just been made in the meantime. All the main events up until 319 have been announced, and 320 takes place on September 13th in Mexico, and I just don't see the main event of that being Islam versus JDM. So it's going to be either October, November, or December, but that still could have been made, and Ilia versus Islam could have happened in June. But it's not happening, and I guess it's probably time to move on from conversations surrounding that fight.